Hi! Today we're going on a floral adventure with the Flowering Zinnias Designer Series paper. Welcome to the channel, whether this is your first time you've been here or you've been here multiple times. I'm so glad that you're here. My name is Julia and I'm with Julia Sue's Stamping. I live in Northeast Ohio and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm passionate about stamping, coloring, paper crafting, making cards, and most of all, sharing the fun of all of that with you. I will have all the details of everything used for this card listed down in the description, so be sure you check it out. Also listed there is my online store address, so if you decide you want to add any of these goodies to your cart, thank you so much for supporting my small business. If you already have a demonstrator, that's fine. If you choose to use me, I really appreciate your support. Finally, down there is listed my blog address, and there are a lot more details on the blog, such as measurements, so you'd be able to recreate this card using other elements if you wanted, very easily. All right. Let's go ahead and grab your favorite drink, a tasty snack, and buckle up for a bloomin' good time. Look at these vibrant zinnias. They are so fabulous. They make my household plants jealous. And if only my household plants knew how to pose as beautifully as these flowers do. Oh my goodness gracious. This is gorgeous. It's the Flowering Zinnias Designer Series paper, and I think I'm in love. Now let's take a quick look at the incredible detail of the Zinnia 3D embossing folder. You can use either side of your paper after embossing your cardstock with this thing, and the image is going to be gorgeous no matter what. This folder is a very generous size, and it makes it so your card can be either landscape or it can be portrait, depending on how you put the paper inside there. And you know, a little bit of variety is a really good thing. I also grabbed this sentiment die from the Zany Zoos. And I'm not at the Zany Zoo, I'm not using the Zany Zoo stamp set, but I did grab this sentiment die. It's a great size for a lot of different sentiments, and it's ferociously cute. I think it gets overlooked often. So when you're crafting, be sure you take a look at the different kind of die sets you have and maybe grab a choice that's a little bit different. Finally, I want to talk about the Happy Label stamp set that we'll be using today. I'm going to grab this thank you out of it, but this stamp set is photopolymer, so it's fantastic, easy to use, no putting anything together. You can see I've used this a lot, and it's a great stamp set. When you're using this stamp set, it's like giving your card a happiness injection, and who wouldn't want that? All you need to do is stamp away and let the good vibes flow. Now bringing in all the different pieces of this card. I'm going to go ahead and start with this. It is a basic white piece that has been cut to be 8.5 inches by 5.5 inches. Then it was scored at 4 1/4. I'm going to fold it at the 4 1/4 using my bone folder. I will make that score nice and tight so that we're ready to make the card and have this be the base. We also have a piece of Blackberry Bliss that I used that embossing folder on. I'm telling you, there is so much detail in this. You can either use the embossed side, which is when the image is raised up towards you, or the debossed side, which is when it is not towards you, it's going down. So either side is absolutely incredibly gorgeous. Let's go ahead and adhere this to the base. and I'm using a tape ruler type of adhesive, the Seal Plus, which is what I like. If you prefer to use the glue, that's fine. A liquid adhesive, that's up to you. All right. This piece of the Blackberry Bliss was cut to be 4 inches by 5 1/4. So that's just a 1/4 inch smaller than our base piece. Next, I'm going to go ahead and adhere the flowering zinnia piece that I cut onto our other piece, and I am trying to get it in order. I have 3 pieces that I have cut to be 4 inches, and each of them is 7/8 of an inch. So I want them to be in order, so that I cut the 3 pieces and then I put it back in order, so you can see it would look like that, or this is how I'm going to adhere it, slightly apart. Onto this piece of basic white. And this basic white has been cut to be 3 inches by 4 1/4. So now I'll go ahead and adhere these 7/8 inch strips to this basic white piece that I have. I'm going to start on the side, and then I will do the opposite side. And then that leaves me with the centerpiece. I want to make sure I have it so it will be even. And that's perfect. So let me put the adhesive on. Perfect. When you're putting all these different components together, it's kind of like putting pieces of a puzzle together, isn't it? But instead of hunting for the missing piece, we're creating a masterpiece. And all of these are going to come together like a crafty dream team. I have a piece of that same designer series paper that I cut to be 1/2 inch by 5 1/4. I'm going to tuck it inside to give the inside of the card a little boost and some fun as well, a little bit of vibrancy, because why should the outside have all the fun? I mean, I guess you could call this card a pedal to the metal in the creativity department. I'm going to use some dimensionals and lift up this panel that I just created. And since it's a little bit bigger, I'm going to put one in the middle as well. And now I'm going to take off the backing of the dimensional pieces, putting it onto the card. I would like to have it a little bit higher up here, and maybe you'll put yours in a different place. That's fine. Then the last thing is that sentiment. So we're going to grab the happy labels, pull out. I'm going to put in a thank you. You could do a lot of the different things here, the hello or the yay, whatever one works for you. And then I'm simply going to put that stamp onto my acrylic block. I tried to choose one that was a pretty good size, not too big and not too small. And then Blackberry Bliss will be the ink used today on this card. Because it is photopolymer, I'm going to stamp it using the paper piercing mat underneath. Out of a piece of scrap, I took the element from the Zany Zoo Dies, and I'm going to ink it up, just a tap, tap, tap. And I can see right where I'm stamping, down and up. Very nice. Closing up the ink so I don't accidentally get it on myself. And then I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on the end there, and then I'm going to use some mini dimensionals here on the flag part of this banner. Now I will simply adhere this to the card. Finishing off, I'll move the paper here, and finishing off with the Take Your Pick tool, I'm going to add a few of the adhesive-backed shiny sequins. Just putting a few on the card. And I think I'll do one more big one right here. And voila! Here we have it. Behold the Bloomin' beauty that has been created today. Between the flowering Zinnias paper, that Zinnia embossing folder, the Happy Label stamp set, and this awesome Zany Zoo die, and they've all joined forces to make a card that is simply fabulous with all of that vibrant color. Thanks for hanging out and crafting with me today. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, to give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment. Maybe you could even leave me your favorite flower pun. Until next time, happy crafting and keep it bloomin' beautiful. Bye.